There's a saying that goes, when there's a gold rush, sell shovels and pickaxes, because that's where all the money is. And today we're going to talk about XBorg, and this project is doing exactly that. They are selling pickaxes and shovels for the entire gaming ecosystem and for the whole gaming narrative that's in crypto. We all know that crypto games can take off, right? That's a fact at this point. But the problem is there's so many different games. And what do all the games need? Well, they need a way to manage their player identity. And this is exactly what XBorg is doing. They're providing a protocol so that all gamers can identify, log their achievements, log everything that they need, bring their identity to different games that they play. And this is really, really powerful because this is something that every gamer needs, regardless of what game it is, regardless of whether the game is good, bad, whatever, whatnot. They all need an identity. They all need to put that into the blockchain, of course, and then to spread that across games, which brings the most powerful part of blockchain gaming. And this is why I think this is an inevitable, critical part of the gaming ecosystem and that everyone needs. And then on top of that, because it's not a particular game that this project is involved in, this is something that everyone can use, which is why the analogy works. It's literally selling pickaxes and shovels whilst everyone is charging into the blockchain gaming ecosystem or the gaming craze. On top of this is really exciting, but ever since we talked about XBorg all the way back 3 months ago, the price of XBorg has just taken off. So it, literally all the way in September and August, it was at 6 cents, but now we're in good shape. We are above 30 cents. So people are starting to realize why this is very powerful, but I actually think they don't understand the full message yet because there's so much power here, because everyone needs this. And because this actually improves the way that people play games, we're not going to have players complaining, oh my God, it's blockchain. Oh my God, it's too much monetization. Oh my God. They'll just say, okay, I understand. We need to have our identity here. I need a place that will never lose my achievements. I'll have a place that can share my identity across all these games and for these games to detect who and know who I am. And this is something that's intrinsic and that's something that everyone wants. So I feel like the potential of XBorg is just getting started, and there's a lot of reason for this to explode. So in this video, we're going to take a look at the reasons of why XBorg is extremely powerful and extremely potent for gaming. And on top of that, how it can be directly used in detail so you guys fully understand what is going on. As of always, Boxmining, we provide educational videos on everything that's going on, especially these deep dives. So I'm very happy to talk about XBorg. But since this touches crypto, nothing here is financial advice. This is my personal opinion. Let's get this show started. To get things started, let's just talk about what is XBorg and why it's so needed in this space. As a gamer myself, I have multiple identities across many games, which is problematic because if I want to play these games and I want to log and share where I am, it's really hard, especially cross-platform. Like maybe between PlayStation and PC, it's really hard to share everything. This is where XBorg comes in. They are a protocol that provides player identity, essentially tracking that identity as it grows and putting that on the blockchain. By being on a blockchain is really powerful because blockchains are public and they're accessible by every game, and they're neutral. They're company neutral. They're not tied to a particular ecosystem. This is really important because gaming, we have a fragmented ecosystem. So PlayStation and Xbox, they're not really friends, and communicating between them is rather difficult and intentionally difficult. But by having a public blockchain and a protocol to serve that, it provides a way for players and companies to really unite without taking any sides. That's where the blockchain component comes in, and that's where the cooperation comes in. So that's why we need something like this. And people are just starting to realize the potential. Just look at that price action. And I feel like because people are only starting to understand and they're starting to gain users, there's a lot of room to grow. So what we did in this video is Ron provided a deep analysis of the 2 key reasons why we love XBorg and why we believe that it's very, very powerful.
Okay, the first part, the fundamental approach. Let me explain why we're investing into XBorg. Our investment thesis when it comes to gaming is very simple, especially what we've learned from the last cycle, is that this cycle, it makes much more sense to be investing into gaming infrastructures rather than gaming apps. Because if that gaming protocol doesn't succeed, then the token itself wouldn't do so well, right? You only have one shot as a gaming app. The point I'm trying to make is that from an investment standpoint, especially when you're investing into a gaming related product, it's better to sell the shovels to the gold diggers. That's where the big money is made during the gold rush, right? And as a gaming infrastructure, any successful games that utilizes your SDK or your product, you get to capture the value of that success. So in terms of all the gaming infrastructures that are live right now, you can see Immutable X is the one that is leading in terms of fully diluted valuation. Ronin comes in second, and XBorg is currently at 344 million. And I think XBorg is super undervalued because they are building that one product that none of these gaming infrastructures are building. And keep in mind, this product is not live yet. They're about to come very, very soon. So what are they trying to build? They're basically building the world's largest player identity protocol. This is that revolutionary infrastructure that they are building. So currently right now, I'm very into the Forgotten Runiverse, which is one of the leading games on Ronin network. So if this game were to be integrated with the XBorg ecosystem, and let's say, for example, Sandbox Metaverse is also a part of that ecosystem, then maybe I can take my level 20 character here in Forgotten Runiverse and just roam around in the Sandbox Metaverse, right? And in terms of player progression, maybe because if I had a level 20 character on Forgotten Runiverse, maybe here I can unlock those rewards for having a level 20 character. So this integration is super powerful for gaming because it just makes leveling up that much easier, right? And with play to earn mechanism, that can really help you earn a lot of rewards across many, many different platforms without having to restart over again. And in terms of business and monetization aspects, XBorg is gonna have a gaming messaging protocol. So this means that brands, games, organizations can broadcast news and ads across XBorg powered applications that opt in. So to oversimplify, that's a lot of money you can save when it comes to marketing budgets. And as a player, you're not going to be bombarded because you can set your attention rate in XBG, which broadcasters pay directly to them. So that's also good. And application owners take a commission, creating better distribution channels where end users are at the center of the value chain. So in short, brands will pay in XBG tokens to broadcast news and ads towards the XBorg ID ecosystem. And another great use case to highlight is the fair token airdrops. So any gaming projects can integrate XBorg ID to ensure fair token airdrops as part of their growth strategy. The key word here is fair, because this will definitely help projects filter out bots and Sybil farmers. That way, a lot of the airdrop value can be fairly distributed to genuine gamers, genuine users, so they can earn a lot more at the end. And right now, XBorg is already partnered with some of the major esports organizations in the world. They partnered with Ninjas in Pajamas. If you watch League of Legends esports, you know who NIP is. They partnered with Team Liquid, same as well, League of Legends, CSGO, and BDS Esports, the world champion of Rocket League. And this is a very smart strategic partnerships. If you want your gaming infrastructure to succeed, you need to gain the attention of the most prominent players in the gaming industry. So currently right now, those partnerships with the major esports organizations involve the fan apps for those esports fans, integrating with the XBorg ID to offer fans unique experiences based on their fandom and online achievement. And they're gonna have even more tier 1 esports teams onboarding XBorg ecosystem. And on top of that, there's great opportunities for future gaming developers looking to tap into Web3 gaming. If they're looking to build a Web3 game, you can leverage XBorg software developer kits to build on top of XBorg and have growth through utilities, so people could come and build their own apps in the XBorg ecosystem. So that's our thought process of the fundamentals for XBorg. They have a great vision. They're already taking practical approaches to achieve that goal. Keep in mind, because Web3 gaming is still in its infancy, it's gonna take quite a lot of time for this to mature. And that is when we know we're super early right now for XBorg. Now onto the technical approach, the tokenomics of the XBG token, and why objectively we can potentially see new highs being made for the XBG token. First of all, the XBG token launched in August with 100% DEX route and changing unlocks to allow for a higher day one float. So it was none of that high FDV, low float situations where a project has insanely high valuation, but very small token circulation during launch. That's inherently bad for your token. It's just gonna keep bleeding as the tokens gets vested in the future. And this decision was decided by the community. So the community opted for a DEX route. It was 80% that decided, hey, we should do this, where most of the token supply at launch goes towards the community. So if there's any weak hands wanting to leave, you better leave now, so that in the future when we grow, we're gonna grow with momentous momentum. And you can see that XBorg puts their community first. So Lou, who is the founder of XBorg, has assured the community that a lot of you are interacting with Arbitrum for the first time. As such, we will airdrop enough ETH on each address to claim XBG. No need to bridge ETH to Arbitrum. Community first. So it's stuff like this that I want to see coming from the team, from the founder himself, saying that, hey, no need to spend for fees. We're gonna cover that for you. Don't worry about it. So with all of these amazing fundamentals and very smart execution of their token launch, what's to come next is a potential SEX listing, right? Right now, at the time of this recording, the XBG token is only listed on Radium for Solana and Uniswap and Matcha for Arbitrum. And this is going to be super powerful down the line, because once that SEX listing comes for XBG tokens, Web2 gamers are going to want to be involved, especially when we're talking about tapping into 30 million target fans of those esports organizations that partnered with XBorg. So that is why we think that this recent high made by XBG is just the first of many to come down the line. SEX listings are just the catalyst. Their infrastructure, what they're going to be building with the XBorg ID, is the end game of not just Web3 gaming, but all gaming in general.
And guys, that is our take on XBorg and why it has explosive potential. Honestly, at the end of the day, these guys are providing a key tool that everyone can use. That is very strong value, and that's why we kind of believe in XBorg. It's because at the end of the day, everyone needs it. Gamers need it, and gamers will understand it like that. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you guys had a great time with XBorg. I know we should be talking about them way more on this channel, especially on their way up, but they're still at the very early stage, because at the same time, people are only starting to realize that full potential, and I hope by watching this video, you got a very good understanding of why this is powerful. With that, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope you stay more tuned for in-depth guides like this, and have a nice day. See you in the next video.